Hi everyone, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Monday the 12th of August 2019. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm using the Druidcraft Tarot for this reading. Let's have a look at what the cards want you to be aware of and what energy you'll be working with. So 3 cards in reverse. I'm going to read them both ways round. The 3 of Wands, the Lovers, and the Princess of Swords. This is like that story of the 17-year-old blonde pretty girl who goes to Hollywood to fulfill her dreams. She wants to be an actress and she wants to get onto the big screen. Instead, she finds that her innocence is completely exploited, and she ends up doing porn, and she comes out of the whole situation bitter, more aware of, or a jaded perception of what the world and what people are, and a sense of negativity. The dream hasn't worked out. I want to go to university to study to be an engineer. So I go to university, I find the engineering what I love. And now that I have my certificate in engineering, I can go out and I can apply that tool, that thought, that certificate, those intellectual skills to create a profession for myself. I want to be really ripped and I want to look like Thor. So I'm going to make my body the priority. So I'm going to go to the gym every day. I go to the gym every day. I love it. Lifting the weights and doing the cardio and whatever it is that you do. And you come out of it looking at yourself, seeing that you are built, that you've achieved what you're trying to achieve, and that your thoughts have created your reality. I saw something recently where they did it the other way around. They said that things that are known and visible and touchable, they don't last very long. But things that are untouchable, that are unmanifest, those things last forever. And it's the opposite of looking at it from our perspective, which is usually if I think something, then I will manifest it and it will become real. This is a statement looking at it from the other side, which is, you know, if we do create things, then they'll come and go and they'll stay and they'll leave. But if something is intangible, if it doesn't exist, it's always going to be there. It's always going to surround us. It's always going to be a threat. So we need to take charge of that if we're going to control the masses. And that's why we have free will, because no one can take our ability to think and no one can manifest the world into what it is or the way they see it, because there are other minds doing manifestation work. It's an interesting topic. Abraham Hicks is very, very much, I think, the expert on the law of attraction and all of those kind of things. The law of attraction, manifestation, it's all the same thing, really. It's what you believe and what you feel and see about yourself will become reality. It's going to become truth. But then you may think, well, you know what, I don't look like that and I see myself as beautiful, so why aren't my features changing? There are certain things where it reaches its limits, because if you manifest yourself looking differently, yeah, you're still going to have the face you were born with, but you can completely transform your body so that it looks completely different. So there are certain limits, but there are opportunities within that. There's also like your work. Let's say you want to, like the engineer, you want to stop working as a shoemaker in the woods, and you actually want to have an important job which allows you freedom and travel. So you go to university and engineering school, and you take those skills and you manifest a career and what you saw here on the horizon. So all of us today are being asked what our future is supposed to look like. What would we like to have in our life that fills us with love? What path do we want to take? So that we can look at it afterwards and say, okay, I've chosen this route, and either I've got skills out of it or I've got nothing out of it. Like, what was the first example I used? Can't remember. Something really pointless. Like, you're frustrated that you can't go to the big city because you have to take care of your dad. So you just have lots of affairs with people in the village, and you get really good at having sex. Not really that useful unless you want to go off into porn. Oh yeah, that was the example. You know, the ingenue, the inexperienced girl who goes to Hollywood, is kind of can't make it as an actress, is forced to do porn, and then looks at herself afterwards and says, goodness, what choices have I made here? So this is a day where you are given a future. You have to put in, it's like a coloring book. The shapes aren't there. You have to create the shapes, and you have to color. You have to create the future that you're longing for. If this is what you're longing for, then put that in your mind's eye. If you want love in your life, romantic, sexual, passionate love, then put that on the manifestation list. If you want your health, see yourself in glowing health the way you want to look. If you want your finances or your career to be a certain way, then see yourself doing what you want to be doing and capture it in your mind's eye and see what it is you love to do. And then at the end of the day, the Princess of Swords is going to say, all right, we're taking all of this in. We're now going to make this happen. That's what we as the sword people do. And I am learning to become the Queen of Swords because I am now taking these ideas, I'm manifesting them, and I grow along with the manifestation. I become self-actualized, and I sit in a position of power that I have chosen for myself. So there's an opportunity to plan your life yourself and to look back and to be proud, or it's a day where life can run you into a situation that you never thought you would end up in, which could be negative. So if you don't plan life for yourself, what the cards are saying is that if you don't plan your life for yourself, the life is going to make its own plans for you. And don't let that happen, because it's planet duality. So if you let anything and everything come your way, then you're going to get bad stuff along with good stuff. Whereas if you run your life and you manifest good health, great job, great family relationships, great sex, great commute to work, great living situation, great house, great sense of security. I focus on all of those things. I love doing and having all of those things. And I can see in the reflection of this sword how to go about doing that. So I can read in the sword, go to engineering school, or don't go to Hollywood, rethink that. Go to the gym and start exercising so that you can look the way you want to look. Whatever it is that's on your mind or that isn't fulfilled yet, where you need to transform. You know, love is about transformation, and love creates new life. It's new beginnings. It's It's the conception of something new. So a new path, a new you is being born today. And she's like the auditor who's watching all of this on the sidelines, and she's saying, okay, so this was your test run day. You have done everything that you were supposed to. Here are your results. And your results are that you are meant to enroll in astrology training, for instance, so that you can read other people's astrology charts. That's what you're going to love to do. So make sure that you look at your options today, especially in the areas that I mentioned, and see what you want to look like in those areas in a year from now, in 5 years from now, in 10 years from now, in a month from now, and see what you get immediately. So let's say I was looking at this, okay, and my situation at the moment, I'm moving back to Glastonbury in like a week or a half, a week or two, on the 22nd of August. And let's say I want this in my future. I want a romantic relationship. And if that's my focus, then I'll get the message saying, don't leave Brighton, look for a different place instead of going back to Glastonbury. If I get that guidance in that message, then I'm going to listen to that and I'm going to make that change. Because for some reason the universe will then show me stay in Brighton because that's where it's meant to happen for me. Or if I have no idea, no clue of what I want the world to look like and my future to look like, in the evening I look at the sword and I try and read something and I get nothing. You don't love anything, you're not good at anything, you're never going to make anything happen. That's when you need a personal reading, or you need to really connect with your guides or ask your angels, what is my purpose? Because everyone has something that they're good at. When you get to that place of, I don't have any hobbies, I don't like anything, I'm not good at anything, that's depression. That's not normal, okay? That's not a normal human being, whatever normal means. A regular human being has certain passions and desires and has ambitions and plans and engages with life. And if you don't have the ability to connect with your inner child because it's closed off and it's being protected because of trauma you've suffered, then you can't do this process. You can't look to the future and say, I want to be this person, because you're still just in survival mode and just trying to, get through every day. Then take this day and see yourself as okay in future. See yourself overcoming the trauma and healing from whatever situation it is. And you'll be shown what you can do to hear your guidance more clearly or more loudly, or in a way that you can actually use it, or have a reading where someone like me says, this is your life purpose, these are vocational aptitudes, that's destined for you in love, this is the best place to live. And it says all of that in your astrology chart. So if you'd like me to give you the answers, then order a reading with me. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading, and I can answer any of your questions like that. But this is really a day where you're being given a mirror and an opportunity to plan ahead with the question, what is it that you love? What is it that you want to make love to, in a sense? Do you want to be an artist and that's your expression of love? What is it that really makes you feel like that? And people are always going on about, it's better than sex, sex is this great, amazing feeling. If it is this great, amazing feeling, that's what it's trying to, I think, it's trying to capture that glorious feeling. And you should feel that every day of your life, doing what you're meant to be doing. And the Princess of Swords is going to show you a way of bringing that into your life, so that you minimize, the negatives, and you maximize your positives and where you're most gifted and where you're going to grow in the easiest, most productive, positive way, rather than struggling along and having a really hard time. If you don't need any help on this day and you get the message and you take the route and you're sure, perfect, then just say thank you and take 10 minutes to just ask this question and let it kind of move around in your head. If you do want to have a reading, then get in touch with me, gregoryscott.com, and click on the readings tab. And if you want to find out, use tarot cards, use divination tools, ask your guides, ask your angels, whoever you work with. If you don't get the message yourself, then ask for help and ask for it to be given to you, because once you have the instruction manual, you can do something about it. If you're aimless and if you don't even think there's anything for you in the future, then you can't make plans. And then the future looks flat and boring and nothing, because life presents you with what you put in. You manifest what you put into it. And if you put nothing in, you get nothing out. So try and put in lots of positivity and ask yourself, what is it that I love to do? And how can I do that all the time? 3 and 6 is 9, and 1 is 10. 10 reduces to 1 in numerology, and 1 is the magician. It's taking charge of your life, being the boss, being the pioneer, and saying, this is where I'm going. So you're both listening today to the higher selves, the higher realms. They're going to inform you in terms of this is the way to go to have infinite love and joy in your life. And you're meant to take action. Read what it says on the sword, and if it says go to the gym, then start calling up the local gym and seeing what the rates are, and then enroll. So have a wonderful day. Great start to the new week. You really can make changes to any of these areas in your life, and whatever it is you want, you can create and manifest. Never forget how powerful you are. Have a lovely day. If you like my videos, please hit the subscribe button and share the videos. That would be ever so great. Have a wonderful start to the new week, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.